if you have a criminal profile, they say, well, he was a bad guy. If you're a quote-unquote good guy, it still doesn't matter. If you stand still like Eric Garner, you get killed. If you run like Freddie Gray, you get killed. If your pants are down like Trayvon, you die. If your pants are up like Walter Scott, you die. It doesn't matter. Ultimately, the problem isn't the people being killed. It's the people who are rendered invisible at first, and then when they get seen and become legible, they're still nobody. That's the problem. We need fundamental changes in society. Fundamentally, we have to, first of all, deal with the issue of white supremacy. This isn't an issue of racism. This is an issue of white supremacy. We live in a world where we simply believe that white people's lives are worth more and that black lives aren't worth much. And because of that, even the most well-meaning cop looks at a black body and still may have a bias. And it's not just white cops. It's also black cops. There's a study out of Stanford that says that police officers tend to look at black children as older and more guilty than they are, which means that you see that 13-year-old boy or a 12-year-old Tamir Rice, and you think he's 21 as they did, and you shoot him like he's 21, having a real gun instead of a play gun, because that's what happens, even though white kids do it all the time with no consequence. So we need to redress this issue of white supremacy. We also need to deal with this question of policing. We have to ask, what role do we really want police officers to have? Do we want them to be an occupying force in our community, or do we want them to have a different role? The whole idea of broken windows policing, the idea of getting an Eric Garner off the corner for selling Lucy's cigarettes, the idea of chasing down a guy for selling CDs when the store owners don't care. That itself is part of a particular understanding of policing that we ultimately have to change.